We will contact our members very soon with the appropriate notice and details regarding the events around JW's resignation and do our best under the circumstances to ensure all of our members receive the information that they need. Thank you. So that was from Steve O'Brien, and I can't fault him in any way, shape, or form. It's their business, and they don't have to come here and share it. And he's quite right, being a spokesperson for a PMA. Well, he'd have to get a vote from the whole PMA, essentially, to be seen here. Dusty, yes, that torpedo on the it wasn't a torpedo. It was a anti-ship weapon, I'm led to believe. It was a dummy, or at least that's what the Army are telling us, and it was used and lost in an exercise a couple of weeks ago off the coast of Australia. So I guess if it was actually a live one, it would have sunk to the bottom and be rolling around out there somewhere. But it must have had an awful lot of air in it to be able to be brought in on the waves. That's all I would say. But what a thing to walk up to and find on your early morning walk. Bloody hilarious. Bloody hilarious. All right, let's get into it. I guess we'll kick off with the Epstein files. Very excited today. Well, the Epstein files came out overnight. Phase one. Well, phase one of the Epstein files was probably not the world's most exciting thing that you would ever have hoped for. In fact, to be 100% honest, it was more deflating than it was anything else. Why? Well, because all the information available in phase one of the Epstein files rollout, which appeared only to be released to some, inverted commas, influencers who happened to be at the White House at the time. They all came wandering out with these folders, waving them around and carrying on. However, closer inspection of what was in those folders revealed that there was no new information. Or if there was new information, it was redacted. So most, if not all, of the information in those binders is already publicly available, as I mentioned this morning. Now, since then, the DOJ have released some further files. I did get a download of these files, and I don't know if they do it deliberately or if it's somehow a hash up of the transfer or whatever. I don't know. But the files that I've got are 224 pages long. A number of them are photocopied pages, if you like, and they have been photocopied in portrait or landscape or portrait or landscape or portrait, landscape, whatever, or the other way. So every one that you bring up needs to be corrected and turned so that you can actually read it and see what the hell's going on. I was having a try with it earlier this evening, late this afternoon, and it drove me bloody insane. So I wonder if that is a ploy, because it does make it extremely difficult to read. The easiest way for me to do it is to go through individually and screenshot every page and then turn them where I want and create a new document. That's essentially what I'm probably going to do over the weekend. But I believe there will be more releases tomorrow morning our time, or tomorrow our time, overnight tonight. There has been a big backlash to the lack of detail that has been brought out in, let's call it phase one, because that's what they appear to be, phase one. And Pam Bondi, who is the Attorney General, has sent head of the FBI, Kash Patel, a, fairly sternly worded letter. It says, "Dear Director Patel, before you came into office, I requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. I especially questioned whether this was the full set of documents responsive to my request, and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents. Late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictments of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, February the 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how such information was obtained.